Eclipses are misfortunes which must be corrected. Folk explanations of them show a general similarity. Methods of correction differ. The account in the Edda that the sun in eclipse is being pursued by a monster, which must be driven off, is typical. The Lettish peasants believed that the sun and moon were being devoured during an eclipse. The view among the Buryats was that Alka, a monster, swallowed the sun or moon, but because the gods had cut him in two, only the head remained, and the object soon reappeared. The Altaic Tatars thought that the cause was a vampire who lived on a star. In India, the Asura, Svarbanu, eclipsed the sun, or Rahu, a demon, swallowed Soma, the moon. Among the Buddhists, Sakyamuni is said to have commanded Rahu to leave the moon in peace. The Armenians, in a variant of a Persian belief, explain that the two dark bodies, the offspring of a primeval ox, got between the sun and the moon. In northern North American groups, an eclipse occurred when the sun or moon took their child in their arms. On the northwest coast, the eclipse appeared when the sun dropped its torch. The Alaskan Tlingits thought eclipses occurred when the female moon visited her husband, the sun. The Cherokees, however, thought the moon was male and the sun was female. Among the Eskimos, the sun and moon are brother and sister who commit incest during an eclipse. The Tahitians also explained that sun and moon had sexual intercourse during an eclipse. The tribes of the Pampas thought that the eclipsed moon was darkened by her own blood, drawn by savage dogs. In Yucatan, the day of an eclipse, particularly a solar eclipse, was a day of great national peril, and the Orinoco Indians promised to lead better lives. Although Thucydides' account of the lunar eclipse before the Battle of Syracuse had a political purpose, it is significant that the period of waiting for the evil effects to be dissipated was thrice 9 days, or lunar month. In an attempt to check the misfortune, the Ojibwas shot lighted arrows to keep the sun from being extinguished, but the arrows shot by the Peruvian Indians were to frighten the beast attacking the sun. The Guarayu Indians of Bolivia shot arrows at the celestial jaguar attacking the moon, shouting as the burning missiles fly towards the sky. The uproar made by Chinese peasants had a similar purpose. The Orinokans buried fire during a lunar eclipse to keep some fire hidden. The Kamchatkans brought fire from their huts and offered prayers. The Babylonians offered incantations. The Mexicans sacrificed humpbacks and dwarfs. The Chiliotans of Northwest America held sunwise circular processions until the eclipse was over, and the kings of Egypt walked ceremonially and sunwise around the temple. The nubile girls kept in seclusion in Cambodia were allowed to emerge only during eclipses, when they paid homage to the monster who was eating the sun or moon. The Indians of the lower Yukon believed that an unclean emanation descended during an eclipse, and to avoid sickness, the women turned their pots and dishes bottoms up. The Swabian peasants would not sow, mow, or gather fruit during an eclipse. The Bavarians and Thuringians shared this belief and added that eclipses on Wednesday were particularly bad. Eclipses of both the sun and moon occasioned energetic responses among many North American Indian tribes. A popular theory was that some mythological beings such as a coyote, a bird, a dog, frog, lizard, rattlesnake, etc. was eating the sun or moon. In many tribes, noise was made to frighten the aggressor and bring back the sun or moon to life. Dogs were made to squeal by twisting their ears or beating them. People shouted, struck a plank or canoe, shot arrows into the air, turned over vessels, or threw out food and water. Men who knew how to make certain medicines went to the mountains to do so. Babies were taken outside and made to howl, or a formula was recited so that they would grow quickly as the moon grew coming out of the eclipse. The general Middle American belief, which is a part of a wider complex found in all of the Americas, is that the sun or moon is fighting with the earth, or that one or the other is being devoured by a celestial animal, usually the jaguar. In either case, it is a critical period for mankind, for if light is lost, life is lost. Hence, man does what he can to prevent this tragedy. The Sumu of Nicaragua shoot arrows at the heavenly body, build great fires, and beat drums in an attempt to frighten off the jaguar. Shouting and otherwise making noise probably is the most widespread activity which accompanies an eclipse. Many groups believe that a pregnant woman who gazes at an eclipse will give birth to a hair-lipped child. This probably is closely related to the ancient Aztec belief that a rabbit is visible on the face of the moon. It is a general belief among South American Indians that eclipses are caused by some supernatural feline, as a rule a jaguar, that attacks the moon or the sun. According to the Vilila, lunar eclipses occurred whenever a gigantic bat, a bird according to the Bakari, covered the moon with its wings. The Kavinas say that partial eclipses are the result of ants gnawing the moon.